Yo, what it look like? What's going on? It is Hump Day Hotline. It is Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. Hey, Joe Miller look a whole lot different. He's not, he normally be talking about how red he looks. I feel like you got a tan. You know what I mean? What's going on? I got my man Sturls for the girls from Cover One joining me. What's up, Sturls?
Hey man, look, I'm gonna do my best to fill them big shoes by Joe tonight, man. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you kicking it with me. Joe, so for everybody, I'm going to say this at the beginning so that way we don't have to comment all night about it. Joe had to work extra, so he called me last minute like, yo, this ain't going to happen. I got to work. So my man Sterl showed up for me, and we're going to get to it. I'm not going to, even waste time with it. I want to start off. Monday on the Code of Conduct, I had Chris Harrison joined me. So I really didn't get into like the Josh Allen extension, and I didn't get into the contract and, just a bunch of the stuff that I would normally talk about on the show if I didn't have a guest. So I want to take a quick moment to start the show. And I know I got Sterl sitting right next to me. He's sitting right here, but I got to have a quick moment. Okay. So Sterl, just bear with me for a second. After I say this, you can tell me I'm stupid. You can tell me I'm crazy, or you can tell me if you agree. But I need everybody to listen to the entire take. Don't overreact at the beginning. Don't overreact in the middle. Wait till I'm done, and then hit me with what you got. We with it?
Let's do it.
All right. So first of all, I've come to the realization this morning, like I literally woke up in my bed. It was like 3 a.m. and it was like 3:15. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy smokes. People are about to start talking about Josh Allen the same way they talked about LeBron James for 18 years in the NBA. Hear me out. I'm not saying LeBron James is the best player or the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be the best quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be the second best quarterback of all time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you look at the NBA and you look at LeBron James for the game of basketball, LeBron is everything perfect for basketball. He's bigger than everybody. He's taller than everybody. He's faster than everybody. He jumps higher than everybody, right? When he didn't win his first championship that he made it to, everybody said, oh, well, he can't shoot. He can't shoot from distance. So, of course, he's not going to win a championship in the NBA right now. He has to develop more. Okay, so he had a weakness. Guess what happened? Now, one of his dagger plays is he sits there and taunts you when he stares at the ball like this. Like he'll look at the ball and then look at you and then pull from 4 feet behind the three-point line. And all of a sudden, it's become one of his dagger plays. LeBron James has robbed NBA fans of a dunk contest. Like for years, every NBA fan I know, including me, is like, yo, why this dude LeBron ain't in no dunk contest? Let me tell you what, it's going to be the same way we talk about Josh Allen not participating in a distance throwing contest with Patrick Mahomes or a distance throwing contest with any of these other quarterbacks who claim they have the biggest and strongest arm. Josh don't have nothing to prove in that regards. So I know, Spencer, crazy. You can't say he's going to be like LeBron, right? Hear me out. Josh is obviously bigger than most linebackers in the NFL. He's deceptively fast. Like he runs by everybody, and it seems like he's becoming more and more accurate as the games go by. You get what I'm saying? He prior to Saquon Barkley's injury, he had more rushing touchdowns than his co-draft mate, who's a running back. So he had more rushing touchdowns. And let's not forget that the dude is cash money in the ends or the red zone. Let's not forget that he has 35 touchdown passes, 22 rushing touchdowns, and 0, count them mugs, 0 interceptions in the red zone. He's been showing us that this dude has been elite for probably all 3 years. Now, am I saying he was the most accurate passer his rookie year? No. But what am I saying? Spence is sitting here saying to you, we have the guy in Buffalo. And we have the guy who has the every ability. He has the physical ability. He has the mental ability. He has the buy-in from his teammates. He has the faith from his coaching staff. Sean McDermott knew what he was doing when he drafted him in 2018. Brandon Beane doubled down a couple weeks ago now with this extension. Last year, Stephon Diggs knew exactly what the hell he was doing when he decided to get traded from Kirk Cousins, who by all standards is a very consistent, accurate quarterback. He does his job. There's a reason why Stephon Diggs was excited to come to Buffalo, even when the media and national, all the national attention was like, yo, Josh he can't. And I always say this because it bothered me when I first heard it. He can't hit the side of a barn from inside of it. Guess what he's doing now? 69% completion percentage. Guess what he's doing now? 4,500 yards passing. Guess what he's doing now? Runner up for MVP in his third season. So, no, I'm not saying Josh is going to be the best quarterback of all time or the second best quarterback of all time, because I know some people still think Jordan is better than Bron. I don't want to get into the debate. But what I'm telling you is we have a guy, that could potentially be the GOAT. And then we have a guy that will be the GOAT in Buffalo. And we got a guy that's going to bring a Super Bowl to the damn city of Buffalo. What do you think about that tape?
Well, that's heavy. That's a lot to think about. I think the first thing that comes to mind is, like, I look at the comparison between the two players, right? Even though they're different sports, you have LeBron James, who was heralded as, the next GOAT, even as a middle school prospect, right? Josh Allen, on the other hand, was touted as the next thing as a junior, right? When he was with the University of Wyoming, and then things kind of went awry when he was a senior. So I think if you look at everything from a physical standpoint, absolutely. I just think the expectation levels are different. The media, national media, says Josh Allen ain't nothing. They still don't think he's legit, right? When everybody thought everybody knew LeBron was the GOAT. Everybody knew it, right? So yeah, there's some similarities. There's some comparisons. Let's, if we're going to break this down to, let's liken Josh Allen to KD. Josh Allen's KD.
No, he's not. He's LeBron.
He's LeBron.
No, listen, I'm telling you,
KD is a 7-foot point guard that can do everything. Like, I'm just saying he's an assassin. He's an assassin.
And LeBron is a 6'9" everything that can do everything. Like, KD is a 7-foot guard who can shoot and handle the ball well. He's not bodying up against centers. He's not out there. Like, yeah, he can protect the rim, but he's not like, so I don't know. He's LeBron. I'm not going to back off this tape. I'm not backing off.
The reason why I throw that in there is because Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. I think Josh is second. He's right there. So
I feel you.
I think until Josh takes it away from Pat, then I think that's when we could say he's LeBron James. He's the GOAT, right? But until then, I have a hard time. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was saying I have a hard time putting Josh up there with LeBron because he ain't the GOAT yet. I need him to edge out Mahomes, and then he's LeBron.
Okay, I respect that. First, let me shout out my man Joshua. Thank you for that super chat, man. Hey, everybody in the chat, if you guys want your questions to have priority, please go ahead and super chat. We're going to try to get through all of the questions anyway, but if you have anything that you absolutely want to ask us or you want to just show some love, go ahead and do that for us. But hear me out. I understand what you mean. First, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. And my man Rich Rush actually said it earlier. I only disagree. Oh, actually, wrong one. Chris Janke said, I don't think people are going to start talking about Josh like LeBron is talked about because Mahomes is still in the league. But I see what you're saying. Here's what I said at the very beginning. I said people are going to start talking about him like that because what I really do believe this year, and this is the part that everybody's going to say, oh, Jay Spence is a homer. This is a homer take. I believe this is the year that Josh Allen is going to surpass every quarterback in the league as the best quarterback. The reason why I say this, he's doing things that Patrick Mahomes has been doing now for the past couple years, but he has an element to his game that Patrick Mahomes will never have. Like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is mobile to an extent. He can do some things. Patrick Mahomes does not have 22 rushing touchdowns in the red zone. Patrick Mahomes is not running over your favorite linebacker on whatever other team you're playing. Patrick Mahomes is not jumping over linebackers, all pro linebackers. So while I understand what everybody is saying when it comes to the Patrick Mahomes love, I love Patrick Mahomes. If I had Patrick Mahomes on my team, I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is the development that Josh Allen is on, the trajectory. Think about LeBron pre-heat. I'm talking about Cleveland the first time. He made it to the finals with a trash roster. Guess what? He didn't win it. Why? Because he couldn't shoot. He couldn't win it because he couldn't shoot free throws. He did everything else right. He averaged 8 assists and he averaged 9 rebounds and 27 points. Still not enough. Josh Allen last year, runner up for MVP, 4,500 yards. What I'm telling you is he hasn't arrived yet. At that time in the league, LeBron wasn't the best player in the league. Kobe Bryant was still that guy. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is holding the fort down like Kobe was. Josh Allen is coming for that Bron, bro. Like, he's coming for that Bron.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And you know what? That's funny that you mentioned Bron back in the day, because who was the point guard for that squad, that Cleveland Cavaliers squad? Wasn't it like Larry Hughes? Remember Larry Hughes?
Yeah. Yeah. He took Larry Hughes to the finals, bro.
Yeah, Larry Hughes. So yeah, that's a little nugget for y'all out there. NBA heads.
I mean, who else? Who else was it? He took Smush Parker. Like this dude was taking. I don't want to call anybody a bum. They made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
The word bum is saved for Baker, so I can't be passing that name out for everybody. I don't want Baker to not feel special anymore, because Baker's special. He's the only bum in my life, so I won't talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers that way. Mo Williams, my man Chris Janke with the come through. Shout out to my man Bruce Nolan with the super chat. That's my guy there. Hey, everybody. I don't know if everybody is in tune with what's going on with Bruce. My man Bruce and my man, first of all, Nate Geary and Bruce have food for thought on Fridays. Last weekend was the first episode. Let me tell y'all need to subscribe and make sure y'all catch this. Make sure y'all catch it. If y'all missed it, go back and watch the last episode or go listen to it in the pod form. Perfect. Shout out to my man Jay Red is in the building. Perfect analogy. Thank you, bro, because I know I'm right on this thing. I'm not saying Josh is LeBron now. Like, he's not year 18 Bron with 4 championships. He's not, no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about Bron in Cleveland. I'm telling you, bro, he's right there. I haven't felt it, and y'all know I be quiet with certain takes. Like, me and you would text or talk, and I'll say some stuff, and I don't say it publicly. I'm so confident now that I can say this publicly. I don't know, man.
Okay. Nah, hey, I think it's valid. I think you make a valid point. I'm not going to sit here and hate on it. Shoot, I mean, I would love for LeBron to take that mantle. Hell, we need him to take that mantle. And a matter of fact, just looking at everything from, a non-Billsy point of view, I mean, there is no reason why he can't match his production last year or outplay what he even did last year based on what we see on the field. I mean,
and with another... Oh, I was going to say, and with another game, like, come on. Come on.
Absolutely. And on top of that, we were talking about this on the hoof last night, the expectations for the defensive line. Like, this defensive line is going to be straight nasty. And I think, now, and I got heat for this last night, but I think the Bills have one of the top 3 defensive line depth units in the league. If you go look at the Buffalo Bills from top to bottom, we don't have the top end talent, but we have a lot of depth, a lot of good pieces in there. If you go look at it, you'd be like, damn, like this defense is going to be nasty. It's going to be good. So that just makes Josh Allen's argument even better.
First, I agree with your statement about the defense being the defensive line and the defense in general being one of the deepest rosters in the league. The thing that surprised me about this line is I think the newcomers are going to be the main event there. Everything that I'm hearing and everything that I'm seeing is that these rookies and F.A. Obata has this length and this speed that is just doing everything that Brandon Beane wants them to do. I do want to talk about one thing before we move on to the next topic, though. My man, the real Chris Janke, says that he thinks in terms of career progression that Josh is more like Giannis. The only reason why I'm going to disagree with this take, I feel like it's a good take. The only reason why I'm going to do that is because Giannis is very limited with certain things. Like, he's awesome with defense. He's awesome with getting to the basket. He's awesome with a lot. He sucks with handle. He sucks with threes. He sucks with free throw shooting. Josh Allen is literally, like, when you think of his weakness, it's only mental at this point. Like, right now, it's only like, wait, do we still get sugar high Josh sometimes? That's the only thing that we really think about. Because at this point, what I saw last year, I'm ready to see that for the rest of my life. Like, no, Josh, you have a contract until you're 80, bro. You can't retire. Okay. Like, I need to see this every season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Shout out to Josh Clark. I want to make sure I acknowledge Prince. Prince says Josh has the aura about him. He looked like a superstar. He is a superstar. I'm gonna just tell y'all, Buffalo hasn't had one of these in a long time. We got 2 on offense. We have 2 superstars on offense in Buffalo. How do you feel about that, man? Like, for the first time in a long time, Buffalo Bills as a team and organization have actual, like, headliners. So how do you feel about Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen now being like in the bright lights on that level?
Yeah, man. It just goes back to show like during the season last year when after, I think after the Pittsburgh game, the interview afterwards, how the camaraderie that they have is just unreal. And the fact that they didn't even have an off season together and they came in and produced that in that short of time. What in the hell makes us think that it ain't going to be better this year? I mean, the one thing that you can bank on, Josh came out this offseason and said, I need to be better on in-breaking routes, right? You already know he's going to be better on in-breaking routes, right? and that's, I mean, we got you talk about quarterbacks in the league. They're talking about, I can't hit the deep ball, my processing, I can't get the ball out fast enough or whatever it is. I mean, Josh Allen's talking about in-breaking routes. That's what you need to work on? Man, it's going to be nasty.
Then you heard Diggs also say, yeah, I don't feel like we connected well on the deep ball last year. First of all, what? Like, but Diggs actually said, like, we got to improve on that deep ball. So again, Josh is going to improve on what you just said, but then also they're looking to improve on the deep ball. So look, the offense was absolutely electric last year. Is going to continue to be that way. So to be honest, I think it's going to improve, man. It's going to be scary.
Yeah, no, it's going to be. And the fact that you mentioned two superstars, I mean, we haven't had that, like real superstars. We have Bill superstars that we thought were great, but we haven't had two superstars since Kelly and Thurman.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about superstars in whatever sense, like the last superstar we had prior to this team was Shady, right? But then we didn't have one anywhere else on the roster. Prior to Shady, you go some years back, I guess we had Marshawn. Well, you know what? I guess, no, we didn't have. Do we have Marshawn and I don't think we had Owens. We didn't have T.O. and Marshawn at the same time.
We didn't. No.
So yeah, back to it. We haven't had two. We haven't had like a quarterback receiver combo. We haven't had a quarterback running back combo. Because as much as I love Tyrod, he wasn't that dude. He wasn't. He just wasn't. But let's talk about the defense, because you said you feel like it's going to be one of the top defenses now this year. We're going to make some improvements, and Ahmad actually agrees. He thinks Buffalo is going to have a top defense, and it's going to be at least top 5. My take on that is two superstars. You mean Duke Williams and Jake Kumro? I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you, Jason. But my take on it is, I feel like if the defense can just be top 10, like we don't even need to be top 5. Like if we can get 9, if we can get 10 and have and have the offense play at the level that they played last year.
Yeah.
The difference between the 17th ranked defense and the 10th ranked defense could have absolutely meant a Super Bowl for the Bills last year. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, so I've been doing some just some research on my own. Okay, here's some cool stuff for you. So out of the 12 seasons that Sean McDermott has been either a defensive coordinator or a head coach, he's only had a guy be a double-digit sack leader 5 times in those 12 seasons. That's crazy. So, I'm thinking the Bills finished with 38 sacks last year. I think that was like for 15th in the league, right? So I'm thinking, okay, well, they probably need to be around the 47 range when 56 was leading. I think Pittsburgh had 56 sacks as a team last year. And then you go look at this roster. It's even deeper from a defensive line standpoint than the roster that they had in 2015 with the Panthers that went to the Super Bowl. I mean, you have guys on this team that are nuanced. They all have like their thing that they do, right? So you got Boogie Basham. He's good in run defense. He's really good. Brousseau is great in contain, long arms. Jerry Hughes is probably your speed edge rusher. I mean, all these guys have a little niche that they do, right? And it's, you can look down the roster and you can go, oh, he does this and he does this and he does this. And I'm like, oh, Brandon Beane built this team to play with the lead. That's what he built this team. He built that defense is now going to start taking over games. Like, you remember last year when the Bills were playing the Seahawks and we let them back in the game. Well, they start scoring. They really weren't in the game. Or the LA Rams, right? We let them all the way back in the game because the defense really couldn't stop them. This year's going to be different. I think they're going to start out fast and they're going to put the clamps on, and then the defensive line is going to eat all day long because you're going to have these guys in pass position. So it's going to be nasty.
Prince said that Star being back, he's expecting Oliver and Edmonds to have huge years. Oliver is going to have 7 to 10 sacks. Here's the thing. I don't want to sit here and just say that Star is the savior that's going to do it, but I do think that he matters that much to this defense that we saw last year with him not being there will do. So having Star back, I agree. I'm hoping to see. I don't want to, because I'm tired of everybody talking about like a Josh Allen type leap.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Oliver look like he did against the Cowboys 2 years ago. If we can look like that consistently throughout the season, there's nobody stopping this team. There's nobody stopping this team. And also, can I just hold on, pause? Can we put some damn respect on my man Trey White? Can we put some damn respect on my man Trey White's name? Why is Trey White getting all this doggone hate? Why are y'all acting like Trey White ain't the truth? Why y'all acting like Trey White ain't the shit? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. And I'm talking about EJ specifically. I'm talking about EJ. And it's more. It's fans who actually are saying he was exposed and he's not this and he's not that. Put some damn respect on my man. Come on, man. Quit playing with Trey White like he ain't the best cornerback the Bills have had. Don't get me wrong. I know Gilmore is that dude, but I'm talking about a consistent every year and happy in Buffalo, happy in the community, the right type of attitude, the right type of everything. Put some damn respect on my man Trey White's name. Yeah,
he's still a top 5 corner. I mean, his play may have dipped a tad last year, but he's still a top 5 corner, and it's not even debatable at all. People get so hung up on, well, he doesn't play a lot of man covers. He's not asked to play a lot of man covers. He's not asked to mirror team's best wide receiver. That's just not what they ask him to do. So you have to use context when you look at Trey Wright and what he brings to the table. I mean, so if you don't think he's great in man, then he's the best zone cover corner in the league.
Even right? But regardless of how, so whether it's man or zone, the thing is,
he's great.
On God, there aren't 7 guys I'm putting over him in either way. So what I'm saying is, if you're telling me he's a top 7 man in a top 7 zone, I feel like he's probably the best zone or the second best zone corner in the league. Listen, it's on. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna sit here and just accept people talking crap about my man Trey. Not just because he's my favorite player on the team, but y'all need to chill. And especially these people who claim that they watch all this film. EJ, I'm talking about you. I'm calling you out, EJ. That's my dude. But there's no way I'm gonna let him just sit here and talk about Trey, man.
No, Trey White is that dude, man. And this we're gonna see. Look, man, we're gonna see it this year. I'm telling you, with that defensive line applying pressure. I mean, just think about it. And I know Star is the average defensive tackle. He's average. So let's. I just want to put that out there because everybody thinking Star is great. Star has a niche that he does well. But that's it. And what his niche is, he's going to take up 2 guys. He's going to free up the linebackers, but also whoever's next to him, whether that's Boogie or that's Ed Oliver or whoever that is, they're going to eat because it's going to be one-on-one. And you mean to tell me the reason why Ed Oliver didn't produce statistically like everybody expected him to is because he was getting double teamed a lot of double teams. Brandon Beane even came out. You didn't even have to watch the film for that. Brandon Beane even came out and said, "Yo, Ed, he's been getting a lot of double teams. He ain't gonna get that this year. Ed's gonna eat. He's gonna eat. Telling you,
Ed's gonna eat. F.A. Obata's gonna eat. Our first round draft pick, Mr. Rousseau, is gonna eat. Our man bash him because he gonna bash him. He gonna eat like that whole line. I think Jerry gonna eat. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
And I'll drop this too. So Jarrell Casey, Grady Jarrett, those are Geno Atkins are those 3 guys didn't have. I think one of them only had double-digit sacks in 2 seasons, right? Ed Oliver's right there. Those guys blossomed in year 3. So year 3 is the time for Ed Oliver to get it going. I'm telling you, he is going to explode this year. Ed Oliver's going to be nasty. Just watch. That's my breakout player for the Bills this season.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he's going to be nasty. I think he is nasty. I just think the difference is, like you said, like you mentioned, last year he was catching a lot of double teams. He was catching a ton of them. So, no, he's not. He's not Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to set that type of expectation. So no, he's not going to just get through him the same way other guys like that do. But this year, having Star back, it will absolutely it'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry I went on that tangent about my dude Trey, but for real talk, we gotta put some respect on it. G Seals wants to know who will get on the field first, Rousseau or Basham.
I think everybody wants to say it's Boogie, but I'm telling you, I think it's going to be Gregory Rousseau. I really do think what he brings to the table, you cannot teach. You cannot teach that. 6'6", 6'7", long. I mean, his closing speed is nasty. He had a very, very good 3-cone drill. People want to knock him for his combine performance, but his 3-cone drill was really good. It was like one of the tops at the combine for his position. So I think he's going to be the guy that I think he's going to probably outplay Basham statistically or impact wise.
Okay, let me ask you this: how do you feel about Epinesa this year?
I hear a lot of people talking about even Bills players. You've heard Mario Addison talk about Epinesa. He's ready. Said he's ready. I want to see what that looks like. We all know that he didn't play at the weight that he wanted to last year. He kind of slimmed down too much. But I think he's the future. He's the future at defensive end. We need him to flash more. I think you saw a little bit more consistency as we got later into the season, but a couple factors. One, Eric Washington just came over last offseason, which we didn't have in offseason. So that the coaching and the continuity that you typically would have wasn't there because he was trying to get his footing as well. And then, he didn't have a real offseason. Like he didn't. So, I think the progress was delayed. So I think he can come in and contribute. Like I said, he's one of the pieces that if he can take just a small step, this defense is going to be lights out, man.
I think it's going to be like just in general. The other week, Joe and I did, I don't know if it was last week now or the week before, but Joe and I did our roster projections. And one of the things that I said was if we were going just based on like literally position, so you're only going to have a certain amount of defensive ends and you're only going to have a certain amount of defensive tackles. I felt like based on the contracts and what we know about Brandon Beane, I thought Epinesa was probably like on the way out. But hearing everything that I'm hearing about camp and hearing how he's been performing, I think this might be a year where we see Brandon Beane switch it up and be like, I don't care about taking the dead cap space. Let's go ahead and take it. We got youth. We'll be able to keep developing this youth. They're going to perform well and they're going to get better. We can move on from Addison and we can move on from, whoever else they need to move on from. So I really think the only like vet that's safe, like by veteran, I mean like guys that's been around is Jerry. I think Jerry is safe on that line. I don't think Addison is safe.
It's a trap. I think when you look at what we've heard from the team, and training camp, you think that, I think Brandon Beane really does like Mario Addison. Like I just think he does. And we didn't see the best version of Mario Addison last year. He even said it himself. I think he stays. Now, I think if you want to talk about cuts, I think you gotta, what's Harrison Phillips, Vernon Butler. Well, I think those two guys are
Harrison is staying. Harrison's staying.
You think why do you say that?
There's no way in the world that Harrison's gone.
I think Harrison, he's gone, man.
Nah, man. I'm telling you, I can a friendly wager when we get off of this because we gonna be linking up soon. So friendly wager on this. Because the first link that we got is right after cut down day.
Okay.
So we're gonna make a friendly wager on that. I'm really telling you. I'm telling you, homeboy is making that roster. I'm not even like I promise you, he's making the roster.
Oh, so Justin Zimmer, you're gonna let him go?
Yes.
So check this out. This is so if they keep 10, okay, if they keep 10, Hughes, Oliver, Addison, Basham, Starr, Rousseau, Obata, Zimmer, Epinesa. That's who I have. And then you're gonna keep Johnson because if you keep 10, you're gonna keep Johnson. So you're gonna Phillips and Butler are your two guys that are gonna get cut. I don't see anybody else. Now, you bring up Addison. Okay, that's valid and fair. But outside of that, I think they're all making the team. And Harrison Phillips, this is his 4th year. He's coming to a contract year. And, I know he's had injuries and so forth. It'd be nice if we got year 2 version of Harrison Phillips this year, right? Or we have it. And I think that's the thing. So I would much rather have a guy like Justin Zimmer who statistically was the Bills' most consistent interior defender last year. Justin
Yeah,
Zimmer.
but I mean, you're saying that as Harrison Phillips was recovering from 2 ACL injuries. Like,
that ain't my problem.
no, it's not. It's not.
You know
but what I'm telling you is though, last season, just because Zimmer was the most consistent lineman, it doesn't mean that he's better than, like, he was the most consistent, but he's like, last year's version of what we saw out of Zimmer is not touching Harrison Phillips' best version of himself. It's just not.
Well,
and I promise you, this year he's healthy. He put on some muscle. He bulked up a little bit. It's gonna be a different dude. We gonna make that bet. Okay. Now I'm gonna make it real interesting for you. Matter of fact, in the chat, do me a favor, y'all. Let me know kind of how y'all want this bet to go. I think we're gonna make the bet on air. We don't got to be private. It's gonna be on air. We're gonna do this. I made a bet with Joe last week. He got to wear a Cam jersey if Kumaro makes the team and Isaiah Hodgins doesn't. If Isaiah Hodgins makes the team and Kumaro doesn't, then I think I have to, like, I can never wear my Cam jersey again. He told me I can't.
Hey, one of the dudes in the chat said I gotta shave my beard. Hey, I can't do that. Look, that's my mojo is gone. I won't get any action or any play from the ladies if I cut my beard off, bro. I can't do that.
I need to shave though. I ain't gonna cut the beard off, but I know I'm rough today. I'm glad I'm not that. I know I got close for a second there. Do not judge me, y'all. I love y'all. Real quick, because I want to migrate to offense for a moment. Do you think they're gonna play nickel as much as they did last year?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do. I think they're gonna play a lot of nickel. That's their base defense. Nickel's their base defense.
Shout out to my guy, Buddy B. This is my man B. If he had one more B in his name, he would be like the big baller Bean. My man, Brian Bowers. That's my dude right there. Let's not forget Harrison Phillips was taking snaps away from Starr before he got hurt. Stop the cap, Sturls. Stop capping, homie. And that's what you do.
I'm not
all cap.
All I do is spit facts over here. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Brian's my guy. And I don't understand why he's not on my side on this. I mean, we have like minds. We should be thinking the same way. But no, I think Harrison Phillips, he gets cut. He's getting cut. I'm now putting the flag down. I'm staying right here, so we can make any wager, any bet we want to. But Harrison Phillips,
so you saying Phillips get cut?
Cut.
Okay. What you want this wager to be?
See, I'm bad at this. I'm bad at this. I'm real bad at this. So let's let the people decide what this wager is gonna be. Huh?
It's gotta be good. It's gotta be good. Man.
Get the chat pumping. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, in the chat, we about to move on to another topic, and so we'll get back to this. But throw some ideas in there for this wager, because I'm trying to beat everybody this year in all of these bets. I got a couple ones going on, but I know I'm gonna beat Sturls with this one. Like, it's not even a
nah.
It's not even a. It's not.
So we're gonna see.
Let's switch to the offense real quick, and then after this, we're gonna go to, because football's back Friday, baby. Football's here.
Sir. Yes,
the preseason's here. I know it's a preseason, but I'm telling you, man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So real quick, Jason Kumaro. He sounds like he the real deal.
Yeah.
Is anybody's roster position kind of in a bad place for him?
He makes the team. Jake Kumaro is making the team. That's facts. McKenzie, Kumaro, I think they those guys round out the rest of the receiver room. I think Marquez Stevenson goes to the practice squad. I think Isaiah Hodgins gets cut. They'll put him on the practice squad. I think he'll probably go back to the practice squad. But yeah, no, it's done. Wide receiver room's done.
Wide receiver room is set. Kumaro is on this roster, bro. So yeah. Joe, I mean, just get ready, because he gonna wear that Cam joint. And I'm going to take a picture, and it's going to be my profile picture. Hey, Mom. Okay, so everybody who don't know, we got family in the room. I also think I saw one of my favorite people. I'm going to go back and check. But Joe's family always, every single week, they're in here and they support. I just want to let everybody know, Mom is here. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you being in here. I was trying to find Joe's wonderful, beautiful sister, who honestly, dude, they're so supportive, and I feel like they're my family too. So I always try to make sure I shout them out. But if sis comments again, I'll throw it back up. Let's see.
Oh, there's a good one in there.
Just a practice squad.
There's one that says, let's see. Loser eats
If Green
spicy
Bay
wings,
trade
no
us-
blue cheese. Like the spiciest of spicy wings on air. Like, that's dope.
Okay, real quick. Hold that thought real quick. I've been getting this question a lot. What if Green Bay trades for Kumaro? Right. So, and I understand that Aaron Rodgers wanted him, and I understand, like, I don't see this happening. The same way last week, I was very adamant about not trading our backup quarterback. That's a problem for me. Like, you don't want to, in the year that you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you want your roster literally to be the deepest that it's ever been. Like, you're trying to win a Super Bowl. So if somebody gets injured, last year, John Brown went out. Luckily, Gabriel Davis stepped up in a big way that we didn't expect. But if Emmanuel Sanders already had an injury during the offseason so far, he's just making it back to practice. You know, last year, Cole Beasley had a broken leg going into the playoffs, and Diggs broke his ribs going into the championship game and all this stuff. Look, you need as many talented guys as you can. And what we're seeing out of Jake Kumaro, there's no way Brandon Beane is trading him to Green Bay. How do you feel about that?
I agree. And I think we have to keep in mind that Kumaro, he'll play special teams too. And I think that's the thing that's going to keep him on the roster alone, the fact that he can play special teams and do it well. So
yeah,
I don't think the Bills are going to trade him, and his value is probably, 6th or 7th round. I think that's not. I mean, I'd rather have Kumaro than that.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this other thing popping. Before we get it popping, I'm gonna bring in my brother because he's late, and it actually literally says late Joe Miller.
What's up,
What's up, man?
Hey, how are you guys feeling? I can't believe all of the nastiness that I've been hearing just about just the stuff that you guys did, like the bets and like how I'm gonna lose because like
you gonna take that L.
Kumaro's making the team, and then Jay Spence talking about how Harrison Phillips making the team. Clearly, he hasn't seen the depth chart that came out today. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that, but
I feel like it's preseason, and I don't think that the depth chart is an actual depiction of how they view players. That's all.
You might be right. If that's the case, then you can't for sure say that Kumaro is going to make the team either. But,
L. Right.
Give him that L, Sterling.
You gonna take that L now?
You got a whiteboard? What do you got a whiteboard for?
I like the color.
Yeah.
Well, since my man Joe was,
I didn't get the memo, the red memo. I should have worn my red shirt. I apologize. So.
Well, I only wore my Josh jersey because I had a take at the beginning of this that I feel like people gonna have an issue with, but I don't care because I feel like it's the truth. It's a good take, and I'm not saying that Josh is the best quarterback ever. I'm not saying he's gonna be the best quarterback ever. But what I'm saying is the trajectory that he's on. It's a very fair comparison if people take the emotion out of what I'm saying and actually listen to the full take. It's a very good. I feel like it's a good analogy.
No, I caught it in the truck. I caught it on the drive. It was solid. I would agree. I was in Columbus, Ohio for the majority of like LeBron's early days, and I don't want to rehash stuff, but yes, to everything that you said, it was very. My only concern, my only thing that I felt was like, well, I hope it doesn't turn into a situation where Josh has to leave to get his championship and then come back like LeBron did. Right. That's the only fear that I have.
I don't want to compare him that way. So yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, my brother Joe Miller is back with us. So I am relinquishing the moderator responsibilities. So Joe, do your thing, dog.
Well, you were about to start a topic. What were you were talking? You were talking about the offense, or what were you talking about? When I was jumping.
Well, no, we were actually we were just gonna say football's back. So Friday we got preseason football. So I know you mentioned the depth chart. We can actually I sent that to Sterles as well prior to the show, so we can bring up however you want to borrow. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I mean, McDermott said today, if you guys were paying attention, that Josh was not going to play, including several other starters. So I think probably a decent place to start is basically there. Like, if Josh is not playing, we're obviously going to get a lot of Trubisky, right? Which, to be frank, I'm kind of excited about. I'm looking forward to seeing Trubisky. But who else? Who else is there that you're super? I mean, Kumaro's got to be one of those guys, right? But if you're thinking, so Sterles, what about you? If you're not getting Josh this weekend, if you're not getting Diggs this weekend, who else are we not going to see? You're probably not going to get Jerry Hughes this weekend, right? I mean, who Trey is probably not going to play. there's my mom.
Mom is here. Jamie's here too.
It's a family affair. But if you're not going to get those guys, who are we talking about? Like who are we talking about wanting to see? Right? That's the question I have.
I would want to see the offensive line for a series or two, and that's about it for starters.
That's good.
Defensively, I don't need to see anybody defensively. I think we're good. I'd rather see the rookies go out there and play. Some of the depth guys go out there and play. And we were talking, Jay Smith and I were talking earlier, even that's pretty damn good.
Right.
Just our depth on the team. So, I mean, I expect the Bills to go 3-0 in this preseason, to be honest. I know this, that doesn't matter much, but that depth is nasty. So I don't want to see any starters really.
Right, but I think that's a little too broad. It's a little too general. Hey, the offensive line. Who on the offensive line are you looking to? Are you
all
looking
of them?
See?
I need to see all of them. They haven't played a snap together.
We're not going to see Dion, right?
Well,
we're definitely not seeing Dawkins.
We're not going to see him, but the rest of them need to. I want to see a series or two. I want to see what the run game looks like. I want to see what their blocking assignments are. What scheme are they? Are they zone, pin and pull? What are we doing? We still don't know that yet. I still haven't seen it yet. I know some of you guys have been to training camp, may know, but I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, I want to see what the offensive line looks like. That's about it.
What about
minus Deion Dawkins.
What about you, Jay Spence?
I actually was agreeing with Jason Taylor here. So first, Trubisky, I want to see him the first quarter. For me, it doesn't matter if it's Webb or Fromm, like however it is, but I would very much like to see something from Fromm. We haven't seen him in a Bills jersey or a Bills helmet put anything on film. So I want to see Fromm. Webb, actually, in my mind, that's the battle of the quarterback room. Like who's the practice squad guy?
Right. When you talk about, so what I saw on Saturday about them. So Allen took all the first team reps, clearly. Trubisky took all the second team reps, clearly. And then Fromm went first. Davis went second for third team reps. And I'll be honest with you, Fromm played better than Trubisky did. Trubisky in that second team offense did not play well at all. They had a very, very difficult time moving the football. Almost all of the punts came from that second team offense. What was interesting to me to see was that Fromm was like first over Davis Webb. I'm excited to see that battle as well. On the O-line, I'm excited to see Spencer, right? So if Dawkins is not going to be there, you got to think we're going to get Spencer at left tackle. I saw somebody put a projection out there today, like, wouldn't it be great to see, Spencer as our left tackle and then Dion as a guard? I don't think that's going to happen. I think Dion is our left tackle. Like, he's a franchise left tackle. You're shaking your head, Sturls. Go.
No, I agree. Like, I don't think Spencer Brown needs to play left tackle at all.
Right. Right.
Why would you pay him all that money and then kick him to guard?
No, Dion. Oh, wait, you're saying you wouldn't play Spencer at tackle at all?
Not at left tackle, no.
Really?
You're crazy. I wouldn't play him at left tackle.
He's going to be the swing tackle, though. You don't think he's going to be the swing tackle coming into this season?
I think he's going to be the swing tackle, but he's not going to replace Deion Dawkins, is what I'm saying.
How about this? We talked about it last week. Got verified again on Saturday at practice. Dable last week, I don't know if you caught this. I know you catch most of the pressers. Dable said they were talking about Cody Ford. And the first thing I want to say, and I've said this on a couple times on a couple different shows, when the I don't remember who asked the question, but somebody brought up Cody Ford, and Dable got immediately shifty. So like he was like leaning back, went forward, like his hands were folded, he like went back. Like it was very noticeable, at least to me, somebody that like watches body language of people when I'm talking to people, or from a leadership standpoint, that he got a little bit shifty. Like, how am I going to answer these questions before the questions were being answered? And then he said that Cody Ford was playing right guard, to which in my mind I was like, he plays left guard. And then he backed it up with, and he's beginning to feel very comfortable between Darrell Williams and Mitch Morse. And I was like, holy crap, Cody Ford's playing right guard. And then Saturday, Cody Ford was they had him running at right guard, which means that obviously Mongo was playing left, and Bucker was kind of in and out as well. What are your thoughts about that? Are they going to find a spot for this kid? Do either of you think that they can find a spot for Cody Ford? Spence? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I absolutely do.
You think they're going to find a spot for him?
No, Cody Ford's on this team. I mean, Hart is gone before Ford. Lamp is gone before Ford. Like, there's guys gone before Ford.
Forrest Lamp, too?
Lamp is gone before Ford. Ford is our guy. We drafted him. They spent a second-round draft pick on him. They're committed to him. If he is not succeeding, it's their fault. It's not Cody's fault. Cody, when he was drafted, was supposed to be a right guard.
Right.
They tried to throw him at right tackle. Me and Sterles had this debate last summer when we both were with Buffalo Fanatics. And it's like, no, he shouldn't be at right tackle. He should be at guard. They put him at right guard, and then we had injuries. Then they moved him to left guard. And it's like, oh, he looks pretty good there. Now this season, they're talking about putting him back at right guard.
Right.
It's the Bills' fault if this guy is not consistent in doing it. But he's better than Lamp. He's better than Bobby Hart. He's better than a lot of guys that they're going to bring in to try to have this carousel of offensive linemen come into the team. I can't see it. I can't see Ford going anywhere.
Sterles?
I think it goes to the organization and the player. You can't solely base it all on the organization itself. I think it's a confidence thing at this point. I think he needs they need to just decide. I mean, guard can be interchangeable, right? But I like the fact that they're going to put him next to Darrell Williams and Mitch Morse. I like that. I think that's good. And let Mongo play on the left side. I mean, I'm totally good with that. But yeah, I think Cody Ford's not going anywhere anytime soon. They're not going to let him go. He makes the team.
Can I say one thing though, just to kind of the first question that Joe asked though, because he really was asking about, or I don't know if it was Sterling that posed the question about maybe putting Spencer at left tackle and then moving Dion to guard.
No, I said I saw that on Twitter today. Somebody said that like put Spencer Brown at left tackle and then move Dion inside, which I didn't really like, and that's when Sterles was like, "Oh, we ain't doing that."
I'm not saying that I like it because first of all, Dion has earned his position as left tackle and starting left tackle, and he's played it very well.
For sure.
However, I'm not saying that I want this to happen, but what I'm saying is everything that I see, and I'm not a film guru like you, Sterles, I'm not on it like that, but everything that I see, I had Chris Hairston on the Code of Conduct Monday. He's an offensive tackle that played in the NFL for 2 teams. I've talked to other guys who played in the NFL as an offensive tackle or offensive lineman. I'm going to text a couple more people when we get done with the show just to kind of get a gauge on that. Spencer Brown is going to be a guy in this league and for this team for a while. It's just not his time right now. I can absolutely see in the future Spencer Brown being our star tackle. I can absolutely see that.
I'm waiting for Sterles.
I think he could play right tackle. I would not move Deion Dawkins at all. I mean, he's the captain. I mean, he's the cornerstone of that offensive line. Spencer Brown, I'd be okay with Spencer Brown at right tackle over Darrell Williams at some point. Right. I think he offers a little bit more from a physicality standpoint. I just think he needs to take the time to mature and grow in the system and learn how to. I think his run blocking needs to be more physical at the point of attack. With his run blocking, and he hasn't played major competition yet. He hasn't played an NFL snap. So let's give him a couple years to develop in the system. When Darrell Dawkins played for the Sixers. Chocolate Thunder. Is that what they call Darrell Dawkins? Chocolate Thunder? No, but
this has been a great crossover show between the NFL and the NBA.
See, we start talking NBA, and then it just locks in there. But
you guys jumped in. I was in the truck driving here because it's a 40-minute drive from where I came from, and I was like, I don't even need to be on this show. Like this is amazing what they're talking about, and I can't hang.
Every time Spence and I start talking, we always go NBA all the time. It never fails.
I can't help it. But it was my fault though because of the monologue at the beginning.
Yeah. So John Fina, Big John Fina's in the house, and he said that he's talking about Cody Ford here. And the only thing I want to assess or address here is that the genius behind what Brandon Beane is doing is he's putting guys on this roster, specifically the offensive line, that can play multiple positions in case obviously there's an injury. So the only one that really can't is probably Mitch Morse, right? The rest of them can play almost anywhere along the line, which is cool. John also said you're going to see a lot of dedicated zone this year, which I don't know how we feel about that because they tried to be dedicated zone last year and it didn't go so well. And I saw you ask Chris Hairston on Monday, Sterles, about what he liked better, about pin and pull or zone. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that. That's I don't want to say that's encouraging to me that they would go wide zone or that they would try to run zone again.
I like it because I think you're using their best attributes, which is their athleticism. I think you got a guy like Mitch Morse who's quick to get to the second level. I think that Mongo he's not the best athlete, but I think given with the guys around him, I think they'll be good. I think the zone concept will be fine. I just want them to stick to one. I want to know what it is, what it looks like on game day. And keep in mind, they just haven't had snaps together. I think that's the thing with the offensive line. You have to You have to sync, and if you can't do that, you're not gonna be effective. I mean, who do we have starting at right guard last year when Mongo was out?
Brian Winters.
Brian Winters, man.
He's now in Arizona with Spence.
Ike Bacher, and he played better as the season went on. But we're talking Ike Bacher. That's not okay. That's a problem.
It wasn't 2018 bad, but it definitely wasn't great. As far as that goes. So clearly on the offense, we're talking, offensive line, certain guys we want to see. Kumaro, we're going to need to see Kumaro play out and show out a little bit. I do want to see Hodgins. It felt to me, and Pat Moran agreed with me that they were showcasing Kumaro. I still believe there's a potential trade there coming with the Packers. That's just what I think. And the only thing that maybe gets me on that, and I think this is the one, that's the one, is this is the depth chart that came out today. And they've got literally Kumaro. Where's he at? Kumaro is second, right down here at the bottom. He's the second wide receiver behind Stephon Diggs. And what was amazing to me about this was Marcus Stevenson being fourth. And then also, where was it at? There was something about this. Sweeney's behind Hollister. I don't know if that's a surprise or not. I just don't know where to play. I don't know where to put Kumaro. I want to believe in him. However, he had one catch as a Buffalo Bill last year. There's a reason he had one catch as a Buffalo Bill last year.
So can I bust your bubble real quick, bro?
Sure.
You just saying that because you homies with Isaiah Hodgins.
It's a part of it. I don't
blame you for that.
But that's a part of it. That's just a part of it. You have to look at where's Spencer's leaving. He's like, I'm out of here. He's like, I can't take any more of this Kumaro conversation. But you have to recognize the fact of what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is legitimately, as much as he has had, I think, a reception every year. Oh, dude.
You ready for this, Joe?
Show's over.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Show is over.
Huh? Yeah, what size you wear, man? This is a large. You wear a large?
We'll see. We got to come up with another bet that if the Bills trade him, to the Packers, what do I win? Because it's going to be bigger than you not wearing the Cam jersey ever again.
No, so. I mean, is it a possibility? Yeah, there's always a possibility.
He got plucked off the Bills roster last year by the Saints, and they cut him the next week.
Yeah, but there's something to be said that a guy who knows your system, who guys like Aaron Rodgers vouch for, Josh Allen vouch for. You hear, defensive backs talking about how you can't get a hand on him. I mean, he's deceptively fast. He's a bigger wide receiver, something that we don't have. So if Isaiah Hodgins doesn't make the squad, Kumaro will play special teams, and he's a bigger receiver. I think those are things that you got to consider. I don't put any stock into a depth chart week one prior to preseason. Yeah, but the bigger receiver thing is null and void because Isaiah is the biggest receiver on that squad in that depth chart. Yeah, on the sideline he's literally 2 inches taller than all the other wide receivers, if not more than. I mean, Ike is tiny, but so defensively, let's talk defensively, and I'll throw this up there real quick as far as the depth chart. There's some interesting stuff in this depth chart to Spence's point about him believing that Harrison Phillips makes this team. Right now, Harrison Phillips is the third defensive tackle in that one technique situation behind Starr and even Vernon Butler, which I found completely surprising. Justin Zimmer, second.
I don't think I find it surprising because I think the players who are going to play are guys who were starters last year. So I think that's why I said I don't look at the depth chart as being like, okay, this is really how they view the team.
Right.
Last year, those guys earned their starting positions. So okay, first quarter, we're rolling our starters out. You guys know the drill. And then we're going to start putting in these other guys. I used to look at like, okay, well, who's the starting lineup in week 1 or week 2 of the preseason, week 3? What's the dress rehearsal game?
Sure.
I put more into the dress rehearsal game. So next week, this conversation will be different.
Is it next week?
But right now,
is there going to be a dress rehearsal game? Has anybody even taught? Like, I don't think we've even heard about it. I've heard rumors that starters aren't going to play at all in the preseason, not just our team, in many teams.
Well, I hope not. If they're smart, they wouldn't play. And that's me. I know a lot of people say, I think you need to play some for continuity. They play every week together in practice. Like this is what they do. And they've been playing football their whole lives. I don't think that, we need to risk injury. We need to risk anything. I mean, let the starters, we're bringing back 98% of our starters besides John Brown.
Yep. It's the only one.
Let's not ruin that. They know what they're doing. I don't want those guys to twist an ankle. I don't want them to have a hangnail. Damn it, I don't want them to get poked in the eye.
I don't want to get poked in the eye either. Girls, did you have a retort or a response to that?
I mean, I would be okay seeing them play one quarter. There is something to be said. I mean, Fina could probably attest to this, but game speed. I think preseason speed and week one speed is complete. I think it's different. Yeah. So I don't want to see them play much. I mean, I don't want to see Josh Allen at all. I don't want to see Stephon Diggs at all. But maybe a quarter, a couple series, maybe, and I'm good. But I think it's more for teams like Jacksonville who have a new head coach and a rookie quarterback. Those are the kind of teams that need to be playing their guys, for that third preseason game. But I think veteran teams like the Bills, like the Chiefs, you don't have to put your starters out there at all, really. For
sure. So Friday night, 7:00, we get Buffalo Bills football for the first time since January. Where are you guys going to be? I'm going to remove you from the. I'm going to remove you. Boink.
Oh, you pulled a Jason.
I was going to say I go. Watch you guys. Go ahead. I'm cool with it.
That was good, Joe. That was solid.
But the thing is, he's saying it's solid, right? But he can't get away from it when he has to wear it. So that's cool. That's cool. Because you're going to be wearing this. You're going to be wearing this for an episode of the Hump Day Hotline when the season starts. So it's all good.
Can I add something? Can I contribute to this in any kind of way?
Yeah.
Sure.
I need to buy you a hat like Cam Newton wears. That's what
we got to get him a Cam hat. We got to get him
a Cam hat, courtesy of me. I got you, bro.
Facts. If I have to wear that Cam jersey, the whole show is going to be like this.
And the hat.
Nah, man.
Spence, don't you agree? Hat too?
Dude, as long as it's got a feather
everything.
In it, if it's got a feather in it, I'm down.
We can do the feather. Cam got feathers.
I got you a feather. I got you, bro.
A feather?
Yeah. I'll send you one.
Yeah. Oh, Jason asked me if I'm going to watch the Pats tomorrow. Listen, not just because it's the Pats, but I mean, I watch football. Like, it's football's back. I'm watching it. I'm going to the Cardinals and Cowboys game Friday out here. So I'm just like, anytime there's NFL football, you can count me in.
Yeah. John Finn is responding to you. He says, got to play at least one quarter. So he's responding to just that comment. So my before you threw the Cam jersey back in my face, the question was going to be, where are you guys going to be Friday night at 7:00? Are you going to be on Twitter? Are you going to be in front of the TV at home? Are you going to be out at a bar? Where are you going to be?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Did the backers get together out there where you are?
They haven't announced it, but I'm going to be in New Mexico this weekend.
Really?
Ooh. Yeah, having a little bit of fun.
Nice.
So
okay.
I'll be doing a little Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying?
A little razzle dazzle. I see.
Some ABQ.
A little bit of ABQ.
You looking for some meth out there in the ABQ, like Breaking Bad?
Hey, things blossom. Let's just say that.
That's funny. What about you, Spence?
Well, I'm actually going to be at the Cardinals and Cowboys game, so I'll be watching it from my phone while the Bills game is on. But yeah, I'm gonna be glued in person, so I'm looking forward to it. It's amped.
Cool. The last thing I want to touch on is, and it was going to be one of the first things that we talked about tonight, but obviously not being here, and my notes were with me. They were not loaded up for Spence. Unfortunately, I apologize about that. Was Trubisky? Did you guys catch Trubisky's press conference?
I did, and we were actually going to talk about it, but it just went different.
Did you catch it, Sterls?
I did not.
Dude, he wasn't overtly.
It was direct. It was. Boom.
He wasn't overtly like Chicago sucks, but he was, the amount that he was pining on and on and on about Buffalo, the staff, the franchise, the players, the fans. He was taking shots at Chicago, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't an open shot, but the way that he was talking about his time here in Buffalo, the way that it's been, and being around a great coaching staff and being with guys that understand schemes and understand fits and understand like how to coach quarterbacks and stuff, like the stuff that he was saying was like, good Lord, bro.
Let me see if I can, while you're talking, I'm gonna see if I can find like a clip of it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he needs to see this, man. Like, this was
initially, I don't like it. It's kind of like breaking up with your girl and then you find another one, you're just like, she's better. That's what
it was. That's literally what it was.
Look, dude, just let it go. In the words of Usher, let it burn. Just let it burn. I don't care.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna play this real quick for you guys.
All right.
First, I wanted to go to a spot where I would be able to compete for the starting position, but the right situation didn't come up, and that opportunity really wasn't there. So I looked at the next best thing where I could continue to develop and continue to progress and become a better player and a person. And fell into this organization, and I loved it ever since coming to Buffalo, just working under this coaching staff, being with the caliber, the type of players that we got here, the people, and using all the resources. And it's just really nice to be a part of a great team and be somewhere where people want you here and they care about how you're progressing as a person, as a player. So it was an interesting process, but I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now, and I'm enjoying being here.
Talk about shots fired.
And that wasn't all of it. There was more than that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't all of it. That was like he went in. He went in.
He said all the right things. I mean, we all know Buffalo. I mean, from a coaching standpoint to an organizational standpoint, Buffalo's better. I mean, you're telling us something we already know. But I don't really care. I mean, and you know, I'll be on Chicago's side on this, buddy. You had every opportunity.
Yeah, he spoke a little bit about that too, because somebody asked him the question as to whether or not how he felt about them not picking up his fifth year option. And he said that, you know, after the second year when he had a really, like, he did well, it became very obvious year 3 and year 4 that they were losing confidence in him, and they were losing, you know, kind of the desire for him to continue on with the franchise. And it made it obvious, and it made it weird. He said some great things as well. He did say that, you know, some pointed things, because I think we as fans, you're getting paid millions of dollars to play this football game. Go out there and win. And we heard him talk about, and we heard somebody else today talk about it too, that was on the Bills, and I can't place who it was, which interview it was, just talking about, he said that, like, it was a chore. It wasn't fun anymore. And he wasn't enjoying football at all in the situation he was in, and none of that stuff. And coming here has revived him and refreshed him. And like, football's fun again, and he wants to go out and play. I was a little cross just by, he signed so quickly, and so it was just so sudden, and it was I couldn't believe how fast he signed with Buffalo as the backup, that I was convinced, Spence has been around and heard me say it, that, you know, that he was taking a step back. Like, somebody had gotten in his ear and said, you know what you need to do is you need to go someplace and sit for a year behind a great offensive coordinator, behind a better quarterback, learn some things, press pause, that type of stuff. In there, he was saying, I wanted to compete, but nobody wanted to give me a job. So I kind of ended up at Buffalo. Thank God I did, but I ended up at Buffalo. Does that change your kind of perspective on him? Because it did for me.
How did it change your perspective?
Because it went from being, I'm here because I have to be, and, oh, I really like it, versus no, I'm going to do what's right for me, and I'm going to take a step back. Because at some point in time, all of us need to take a step back. Sometimes you got to go down to go up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Spence, what about you? Did that change your perspective on him at all?
No, because, I mean, and I know you've been saying that for a while. I don't look at it as a step back for him to come and play backup here. So I get it. He's not the starting guy.
Right.
But would you rather be a starting quarterback on a team that's not going to make the playoffs and you're going to be embarrassed every year? Or would you rather be a backup quarterback on a team that's probably going to make it to the championship game or the Super Bowl?
Dude, I
just feel like it's a better situation.
I'd be willing to be. I'd be willing to be a clipboard holder, third string quarterback, making $1 million a year.
Because so to me,
team.
To me, looking at Mitch's situation, he has first dibs on being the guy that Brian Daboll wants next year when he's a head coach.
Right.
And I know I say this every week when me and you talk, but I really feel like this is the best. He has a full year to try out for a head coach.
Yeah.
Like, and a head coach who will probably make him the best version of himself. So I don't think that this is a step back. I think he's doing kind of like what you and I talk about sometimes off air, when it's like, no, I'm a reevaluate stuff. I'm gonna focus on my brand. I'm gonna focus on me and get better. I just think Mitch is focusing on him, so that way when it's time again for him to have that position, it'll be undeniable. Now, I don't think he's gonna take a Josh Allen jump or a Josh Allen leap like everybody is trying to say, but I do think that, you know, he has a very good shot at being the starting quarterback wherever Brian Daboll signs as a head coach next season.
The Josh Allen jump should not even be a thing or a phrase ever uttered by anybody, because nobody's ever going to do that again. Right. We're over time, so we're over time by about 5 minutes. Before we go, Sturls, is there anything you want to talk about?
Oh, that's okay. So somebody posed a question in the chat. This is for you, Joe. Who's going to have the bigger impact, Basham or Rousseau? Based on what you've seen at training camp, what are your thoughts?
So it was tough. So, and I talked about this on the Overreaction show on Sunday. It was tough because literally it was hard. Anytime have you been to Bill's? Have you been? Silly question, but I'm just going to ask it. Have you been to any training camp before?
Yeah, I've been to Bill's training camp and Broncos training camp.
When there's 93 guys out there, it's hard to track dudes sometimes. It's like who is where, and when you're in and it's easier at St. John Fisher because there's multiple fields. They split them up different. You know, inside the stadium, all 93 are on the field. 93 guys on the field while they're like scrimmaging together. So I'll preface it with it. It was sometimes hard to track. Second part of me prefacing this is I went to watch as a fan, not as somebody that's doing content. Like I wanted to enjoy the day with my sister was there, my two nephews were there, and then McKenna was there with me. However, I would say this, and then I would finish it all up with this. It was also very hard to figure out how Rousseau was doing, Basham was doing, Mario Addison was doing, any of them were doing because Josh Allen was literally doing whatever Josh Allen wanted to do on that football field on Saturday. Even if they flushed him, he ran out of the pocket and was throwing darts down the field at receivers. They scored, I think, every time but once. At like to the point where it almost, and I heard somebody else say this too, one of the beat reporters say that it almost probably messed up with like the situational stuff they wanted to do, because every time Josh was on the field, and John's in the room, he can probably talk about it as well because he was there on Saturday. Josh was just lighting them up, which is not something you're used to seeing in training camp. Normally the defense is a little bit ahead. There were some guys that broke free. Bobby Hart is not a great left tackle. He wasn't there much, but even still when Brown was in, and I think Doyle played a little bit, and there's some other guys, they were getting beat a little bit, but even when they got beat, Josh was lighting them up. It was impressive. So it was really kind of hard to see. I'm really excited for Friday for that. I'm excited to see Rousseau's get off. I'm excited to see Basham's get off. I'm excited to see obviously F.A. Obata and his jump. I would say this, whoever was playing second team, and when those guys were mixing with the second team defense, they were absolutely owning. John Fina just said I'd be a ninth string catastrophe quarterback. Dude, I had an arm when I was younger. I'm 48 now, but when I was younger, I could throw I could throw a football and a baseball. Like for real. I don't know why I deserve that shot, John Fina. Anyway,
he coming for you.
Like, yeah, let's put a microphone in. Oh no, I've heard him sing before. He can kind of sing, so it's usually anyways, I digress.
Just talented, man. Like John is just like everything.
He's got blue eyes you get lost in. It's crazy, this guy. But
he does.
Yeah, but I don't know if that answered your question. Or is there a follow up, or did I do a good job? It was hard for me to see.
No, you answered the question. So take the training camp aspect out of it. Give me a projection. Who do you think has a bigger impact during the season?
Yeah, I think that was the question that you were asked by Spence. Who has the bigger impact? It's going to be, I expected coming into it, I expected Basham to be the guy that hit the ground running, and then we would watch Rousseau probably develop through the year and then really kind of hit his stride next year. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping it's Rousseau. I'm hoping Rousseau is the havoc wreaker that I've been looking for all of last year and the year before. Since I've started saying that the Bills need a havoc wreaker on that defensive line, somebody that has to be accounted for every single play. That if they don't account for him, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, Joey Bosa, the Bills got to have that guy. That defense will be lights out if they've got a guy that if the offense doesn't account for him on one play, that play's done. And he's like caused a turnover. He's got a sack with a fumble So I'm hoping that's Greg. I think he's got that ability.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be fun. I think people who think that Rousseau can't have an impact, I think you need to reevaluate. I think he's a guy that you can't teach 6'7", and some of the things that he does, I think there's a place for that in his defense.
Yeah,
early.
I think he might be taller than 6'7". I keep getting flack for this on Twitter because his draft or his NFL thing says he's 6'6", but the other guys that are 6'6" are like Daryl Johnson, and there's a couple other ones, and he's literally 2 inches, 3 inches taller than those guys. If you look at pictures of him from camp and OTAs and stuff like that, when they're out there together, he's taller than those guys. So he's 6'7" or 6'8". He's a big old boy.
Dang.
He's a big old boy. So yeah. But anything else?
That's it for me, man.
How about you,
well,
Spence?
Strohs, why don't you let everybody know where they can find your content when your show is live and what you guys at Cover One got going on this season?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Furrow Sterling. We have the Hoof podcast that is on Tuesday nights on the Cover One Network, on YouTube as well. We're gonna have a lot of stuff going on this year. Cover One, we film junkies and so forth. But our show is blended. We try to give you some of the film analysis, but also some entertainment too. So man, we just over there having a good time, man.
Yeah, Obata, Richard Rush puts Obata is 6'6". Obata, there's a video out there of Obata and Rousseau. I think it might have been on his Instagram, and it's like, oh, he's bigger than Obata, but he's supposed to be 6'6". This doesn't make sense, but anyway. So yeah.
Whew,
so we're all going to be home for the home opener. Is that right? Are you being in town for the home opener too, Stirls?
Yes, sir.
Do you both have tickets?
Yes, sir.
Stirls will probably be sitting with me. It's gonna go down.
Why am I just now finding out about this?
Because you didn't ask.
Because we're just fine. Well, but we're also just like everything is starting to come together now. So we're actually literally the conversation prior to the show was like, okay, so this is happening. It was here.
Well, when the walkout music is done, don't nobody go nowhere because I got some questions for y'all. You got some explaining to do.
Bet. So before we go though, I do want to make a couple announcements. So obviously, the last show of the month will be with my man, the real Mike Robb, NFL Network analyst, former NFL fullback. He played with Seattle. He was a beast. He was a man. Okay, he was that dude. He's joining me on the Code of Conduct, August 30th, 9 p.m. Make sure y'all put that on y'all calendars. And then aside from putting that on your calendars, please understand that there's going to be a schedule change. The Code of Conduct is going to be switching from Mondays to Tuesdays. Stirls, I know you just said y'all live Tuesdays. What time y'all go live?
9 p.m.
Man, I'm gonna be on y'all ass, bro. I'm gonna be on y'all ass. I'm gonna get you. But that's starting in September. That's
hilarious.
Also in September 11th, join us. We are going to be circling the wagons like Bills fans do. Please come join us. I got the Bills Mafia babes. I got Poncho's Army. And actually, Buffalo Rumblings is behind us. We just have been sponsored by Resurgence Brewery. They're going to be beer there. They're going to have I don't know if they're going to do I don't know what they're going to do, but it's going to be beer. Come drink, come skate, fall, have some fun. And then
I'm going to be there for that too.
Yeah, Steros is going to be there for that. And then lastly, right after that, me and Steros, you can catch me, Steros, Kristen, and Angelina on the chop up. So literally, we're going to be skating. Joe's right there on the, that's that. But you can catch us right after the skating party. We're going to be going live at 9 p.m., but this is going to be happening all season long. So join us on the chop up here. Catch the Code of Conduct. It's going to be on Tuesdays. I think I gave every announcement I had to give. You got anything, Joe?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good. Just enjoyed the 20-25 minutes I got to spend with you guys. So I wish I could have been here from the top. So
yeah, I'm glad you was able to jump in. Y'all want to do this Monday for the Code of Conduct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, Monday, the Code of Conduct will be featuring my man Joe Miller and my man Steros for the girls from Cover One. So be on.
but you're moderating. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to, tuned into, and watching the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Rumblings Multicast Network. My name is Joe Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. That is my co-host, Jay Spence, the King. You can find him on Twitter at the same place. Did you say where they can find you, Sterling? Did you say that?
At Furrow Sterling.
At Furrow Sterling. But for all of us, dude, football's back Friday. I don't know what else could we ask for. Football's back Friday for Joe Miller. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Later.
Nope. You got to say it.
Are you kidding me, Sterling? No,
Bills.
we got to start it over.
We got to do it again.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
I'm Joe Miller. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
That'll work.